Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I have to do that kind of nattering bit at the beginning just to make sure that I'm live and that people can start seeing me. But I can see some people already, so at least I know that I am live. So please let me know if there's any technical problems, if you can't hear me or anything like that, because this is the first time I've ever done this. And I've spent all week kind of testing it out, but you never know. So if there's a problem with the sound or the picture, just let me know. Not saying that it's going to be the most perfect quality either, because I've not got anything fancy, any fancy equipment or anything like that. So we'll just see what happens. I'm just going to be crafting. I'm just going to come and craft with you this morning for probably about 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes. We'll see how it goes. But if you don't know me, my name's Kylie Henshaw. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based near Leeds, in Yorkshire, in England. And I have been running classes and doing Stampin' Up for over 10 years. But this is my first proper online class, and I want to do these every week. So every Friday morning I'm going to come on and do some crafting with you and share some projects with you for inspiration, hopefully. And the class kits are going to be free. So free with a purchase. So whatever you see here, you can replicate. But if you want the class packets, if you want the all the materials sent to you, you just pop in an order in my online shop, and I'll send them to you, so you can recreate the projects as I've done them. So I've chosen today to do to use the sea turtle stamp set. So that's what we're working with. I've been working with that all week. So go over to my Facebook page and Instagram, and a couple of videos on YouTube as well. Other projects using this stamp set. It's been my stamp set of the week. So that's what I've been playing with, and it's been absolutely great fun to work with this. So we've got 3 cards to show you today. But I did also just want to mention a couple of things, other things that are going on in the Stampin' Up world, and we've only got just over a week left for the join offer. Don't know if that's coming out backwards or not. I'm not sure, but I can show you in a minute. The join offer is it's usually £99 and you get £130 worth of product. At the minute it's £170 worth of product, so you're getting £71 extra stuff for free. And you've also got the option of choosing one of the cut and emboss mini machines, which are really, really great. If you don't have a cut and emboss machine or a die cutting machine, or a machine that will do die cutting for you, these are really great to start with, because they're mini ones, but a lot of Stampin' Up's dies and other companies' dies will fit in the machine. But if you've already got a big one, then the little one's just cute to have as one that you take away with you or something like that. So that's that. What else? I'll let you know about a few other classes coming up later, but we will get on with our crafting. Oh, hello, Sharon Chaz from Queensland. Hello. Nice to have you watch. What time is it there? I thought it is a bit early for my American crafty friends probably to join. But yeah, Australian. Yeah, brilliant. So, right, I shall turn myself down to my desk, and let's just make that bigger. 8 p.m. Friday evening. Oh, cool. So I hope your Friday went well. Weekend now, weekend starts. So and let me know if you're doing anything crafty over the weekend. So this is my online class, and these are the cards. Let's get these. So we're doing bright and colourful today, and we are doing ink blending. So you need blending brushes or something that you can use to blend your ink with. Let's just talk about the colours that I'm using as well. So I've just picked 5 colours. They're kind of rainbow colours, but I think well, they work sort of well as a rainbow. I've got Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight. I thought I used So Saffron, but I think it's Daffodil Delight. I've got Granny Apple Green and Shaded Spruce and Tahitian Tide. So actually what I've done is I've kept the kits that you'll receive really neutral so that you can add in whatever colours that you want. So I've not actually I'll show you the kits. In fact, I'll show you what you'll receive if you put an order in. It's a £25 or more order in my online store between now and the end of Sunday. So between now and Sunday night, if you order from my shop using the special host code, which the link's in the video, you're going to get your class kit. So always get a tea bag, and you'll get these 3 packets that have got all the materials. You can see they're all white, but they've got everything you need to create these cards, apart from anything stamped, to make 2 of each. So to make 6 cards, and then you've got some spare for stamping. And if your order goes over 45, I'll also chuck in the embellishments for free as well. So that's what you're going to receive. And so we'll start with this one. So I'm just making 1, but you'll make 2. You'll make 2 of each. So you can do them both the same, or you can do you can change up the design. You don't have to do them exactly how I've done them. You can use your materials any way you like. So, I mean, ideally you will have the sea turtle stamp set, so you'll add that to your order ideally, because then you've got it for creating these cards. But if you don't want the sea turtle, you might think of another stamp set that you could use in place of the sea turtle on these designs. So it's totally up to you. Right, I was going to do some stamping first, actually. Let's get the stamps out. So I've got some spare card, and I'm going to do my stamping of my turtles first of all. You'll notice that this sea turtle is a reversibles stamp set, in that you've got each stamp you can use on both sides. So you can use the detailed side, or you can use the solid side of the stamp. And that means that you can add detail in a different colour over the top. And you can do other techniques like heat embossing, other sort of types of inking on the solid image. You could do the kissing technique, which I don't think I've ever done a video for, so maybe that's one to do over the weekend. Lots of techniques with this style, but it means that you can do your detail and then stamp the solid image in a different colour over the top, which is what I've done on here. So we'll just keep that really simple to start with. Now you will need a big block for this. So this is the E block, the E size. It's not the biggest one, but it's the second biggest one. Or if you've got a stamp positioning tool, like a Stamparatus, you can use that. That's obviously better if you've what was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought. The Stamparatus will let you get your stamped image perfect. If maybe your ink pads are a bit drier, say, and you need to go back over it a couple of times. I'm also using this foam mat. I've used it as a piercing tool, which is why it's got lots of little holes in it. Excuse me. Because it's photopolymer, so there's not much give. You know, like the red rubber ones have a little layer of foam in. So I always find that your stamp's going to be much better on something like this. Even a magazine or just any kind of foam layer, anything with a bit of give will help if you haven't got one of those foam mats. So I'm going to do the solid side first. Make sure your stamp's really clean with the solid, because any kind of like speck of dust or fluff or a little tiny hair or anything will show up. And also I've conditioned these stamps, so I've used them a lot, so they're working pretty good now. But when I first got them, they were a little bit they had some kind of coating on them, so I had to remove that with an eraser. So I'm going to do two. I'm going to stamp off to get a slightly lighter image. And it doesn't really matter that there's some little gaps, excuse me, because we can we're going over this with the detailed. Excuse me, I don't know what's wrong with my throat this morning. So flip the stamp over to the detailed side and then get a second colour. So I'm going in with the shaded spruce this time. This is really dark because I've just inked up my my ink pad because it was getting a bit dry. So I've inked this one up as well. So these colours are going to be darker than the ones that are on my sample cards. So I think I might have had my tongue sticking out when I was doing that one. I'm trying to do it so I don't put my head in the way of the camera. So I'm just lining it up. So that's my full strength. My full strength with recently inked up ink pads. It's quite dark. And then this is my half strength, my second generation stamping as well. Hi Louise, hi Tracy. Sorry I didn't see your comments there. Good morning. Thank you for joining. So I think I actually, well, I quite like both of them. I'll leave both of them anyway. So that's that one done. And then we need a couple of small turtles as well. So I'm going to do them in the same colour. So let's try, I'm going to try the detail first. Sharon, it's always the way as soon as you start seeing stuff. Because this is, to be fair, this is one in the catalogue that I didn't expect to buy, but so I'm just, but there was a particular project that I wanted to use it for, so I bought it for that one particular project and thought, well, I bought it now, so I want to really make the most of it. So that's why I picked it to do my stamp set of the week, so that I've actually done lots and lots. So check out my other cards that I've made with it this week, because there's all sorts of techniques. Okay, so those two, and then we need some rainbow ones for this card, so I might as well stamp those now. So let's get those quickly stamped, because we will need to do some fussy cutting, I'm afraid. That's one side. I know some people hate it, some people like it. They're not bad to fussy cut. So you'll need two of each colour when you do yours, because you're doing two of each card. So I'll just do one for now. Maximise the use of this piece of paper. And then you will need the little starfish as well, and the little shells. But I have actually done some preparations, so let's just cut out these. I'm just going to do it really quick and try not to stick my tongue out. It's really hard. Well, thank you, Sharon. I sometimes have a good idea for a reel. So there are some other lovely stamp sets in the catalogue. This is, so these, I forgot to show you, but this stamp set's from the January to April mini catalogue. So it only runs till April, and it's on page 29. So in case you were wanting to have a look. But because I'm going to come and do these every week, and whatever I do as my class on the Friday is going to be my stamp set of the week. So if you've got any other ideas of what you'd like to see featured in one of my weekly classes, then just send me a message or drop a comment on the video, and then if I've got it, or if I was going to get it, then you might see that set featured coming up in the next few weeks. So I've already decided on the one I'm doing next week, but I will reveal that on my Sunday night Facebook Live, which I'll do. I tend to do it around 8 or 8:30 on Sunday evening, so I'll show it then. Until then, it's a surprise, so I have to tune in on Sunday to see what I've chosen. Right, I'm only going to do these ones because I've actually cut out some in advance, Blue Peter style. This is not my best fussy cutting, but you get the idea. It's not too bad. I've left a little bit of a white border, which I may want to chop off. I may want to get right close just to take all the white off, but at the minute I'm not fussed. So I could do them later, and then here's the ones that I've done earlier. So with the starfish, I've just done with the Daffodil Delight, done the detail and the solid. The solid I've stamped off first, but the detail is just full strength, if that makes sense. But let me know, I can show you that if that's confusing. So put them back in there, ready for my cards, and then we'll do some ink blending now. So I'm going to do this background, and in your packets you'll have everything you need for your 2 cards. So this is a standard white card base, got your envelopes as well. You've got a piece of white that measures 9.5 centimetres by 13.8 centimetres, and a smaller bit which is 9 by 13.3, and it's the smaller bit that we're going to blend onto. So take your Daffodil Delight and blending brush, and we're going to start from one corner and just blend it upwards. So we're going to blend kind of almost to the center diagonal line. Get it sort of darker in the corner and sort of fading to white. like so. And then I'm going to flip it round and we're going to go in with Tahitian Tide. And do the same and kind of leave a little bit of white in the middle. I want it quite intense blue just here. Yeah, the embossed resist technique, Sharon, that's a really good one to do with this. I did one similar to that. I can't remember when I did it. Was that for the reel? That was embossing. But see, I mean, this is what I mean, because you look at that in the catalogue and you think, oh, it's just a turtle and some patterns and some shells. But the technique side of it, it lets you explore so many different things. So I'm going to take the little shoal of fish, which might actually be my favourite stamp in the set. I love it. And I grab the Tahitian Tide again. I'm just going to get some pattern in here, some fish going across, just like that. Very subtle. And then you've got this sand or bubbles. It's quite a big stamp. Let's just grab. And I might, yes, I'll just ink that up and then just get some of that texture going on there. Just add some interest, but I'm going to keep this plain. Just get this washed. So then I want a greeting. The stamp set doesn't have any greetings in it, so you can use anything that you've got. So I pulled this one out, artistically inked. I really like these 4 quite bold sentiments, so that's what I'm going to be using today. This one happens to be from, now I haven't got it on my desk, but I think it's Colour and Contour is the stamp set that I use that sentiment from. Okay, so let's go with hello. Just a simple hello and my black ink. Just there. And then we can mount this onto our other white. You might have to try it, Sharon. Yeah. You've got me thinking now. I was going to put this stamp set away tonight and move on to my next one, but I might be leaving it on my desk for a while longer. I love getting ideas off people. It's right. Okay, so this is where I struggle sometimes, and I don't know, and I buy something because I really like it, but then I get stuck and I don't know what to do with it. and I don't know where to start. And I remember that the best way is to just start playing with it and kind of, you know, I don't really have anything in mind, any end result in mind. And the more you play with something, the more ideas actually come into your head. They just pop into your head and you think, oh, I'll try it this way, or try it that way, or this technique might work. Or it really helps just to craft, just to start, make a start, and that's when the ideas just come flooding. So I challenge you this weekend at some point to take a stamp set or a bundle that you've bought and you haven't used, and just have a play and see what you can come up with, and send me photos. Okay, so do you think, I'm asking you a question now, do you think I need to chop off the white? I think I do, actually. I think it does look better without the white borders around those. So get a little bit more close to your turtle. I should have done this earlier, really. So well, you get the idea, right? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just bailing on that task. Yeah, that's what I recommend anyway. So we've got a couple stuck on with glue. Let's get that one. And then a couple stuck on with dimensionals. I don't know if you can hear the wind outside. It's really strong today. It woke me up quite early this morning. And I was like, I can go back to sleep for at least another hour anyway. 2 hours later, I woke up, so I got up late this morning. So that's card number 1. And now we're going to move on to card number 2, which is the tower card. It stands up like that. And there's more ink blending. So in your kit, you have a card base which will be scored already for you. Don't have to worry about this bit, but I thought I would show you how I did the scoring. This measures 14.8 by 22 centimeters. So you can only get one card base out of an A4 sheet. And then with your card in your trimmer or scoreboard, with the long edge along the top, you need to score at 3.5, 7, 10.5, 14, 17.5, and 21. And you're left with this little 1 centimetre tab. Yeah, I think I agree with that, Joyce. Oh, excuse me. Hope this isn't a cold. My husband Paul's been a bit coldy this week, so I was hoping to avoid it. Let's hope it's not. And then we score. Burnish our folds all the way along, and what we do is we just glue it together and we form our tower, but actually we can fold it flat so that it's actual card size. So if you fold it flat with your tab there, you can add some glue to the tab. Fold it and secure it down. It's a hexagon tower card. Now you've got this sheet, which actually you will ink blend and then chop up and then add it to stick it to the front. I did think about doing the same on the reverse, but I just thought you don't see that at all. Even when your card is stood up, you don't even really see the back. So I thought we'll just decorate the front. And then you've got this die cut piece for your greeting. So let's get some blending done. So we're starting with Calypso Coral. My desk started off really, really organised, and now it's total carnage already. Oh, that's quite strong. Maybe let's just flip that over and let's go a bit more gently. So I'm just going to add all of the colours and we can blend them together. There's something really therapeutic about this, about doing this with your blending brushes. You can definitely get into a bit of a zone. Very relaxing. So if you're going to be doing lots of ink blending with your blending brushes, I do recommend that you start getting the refills for your ink pads. I do tend to buy the ink refills whenever I buy a new ink colour, just so I know I've got it, because there's nothing more annoying than your ink pad running out and then you having to wait a week to get the refill to ink it back up again. So it is useful to always have the ink refills, but when you're using the blending brushes with your ink pads, it's using up more of your ink than just stamping, because you're applying lots of ink to your cardstock basically. So do invest in the ink refills. I think they're only £3.50. So, and they will ink your ink pad up for years. So they're worth it. Right, so I've just got some colour on. I'm quite happy with that. And then I'm going to take my shoulder fish again. I'm going to do some fish, just going across one way. So get them going in that direction. And then change the direction, get them coming back the other way. Let's just get some of that off. Why isn't that stamping properly? That's better. And then they can come back the other way. I'm not getting a good stamp with that stamp for some reason. I think it needs a good clean. It's not sticking to my block properly. Let's try again. Yeah, it's working okay. It's just me. It's just me. And then didn't clean that off either properly. But it doesn't matter because it's going to be hidden. But you get the idea. So now we need to chop this up, and I'll just put my pads out of the way. Grab my trimmer, and this is actually 9 centimeters wide. So, and we need three pieces at 3 centimeters each wide. So 3. It's got 3 strips that are 3 centimeters wide. And they can get stuck on to the front here. Front 3 panels. And then we need a sentiment, so I'm going to go with Happy Birthday from that same set, Artistically Inked. And then if we put a dimensional right in the middle there where we want to attach this, we don't want it glued beyond these 2 score lines. Let's just want it attached there so that when the card pops up, it's just attached in the middle. And then we've got our little rainbow of turtles to attach. So they all need dimensionals adding. And then they can be swimming up from corner to corner. There we go. And I'm just going to make sure that I don't stick anything on the fold lines. There we go. And then we want to add some of our gems. So these are the iridescent pastel gems. So you'll get a free pack of those as a gift if your order goes over 45. But also if your order goes over 45, Sale-a-Bration is still on. Sale-a-Bration means you get to choose a Sale-a-Bration gift freebie as well. So you'll see all that if you put your order through. So let's get some of these little gems on here. There's 3 different colours. Just to add that extra sparkle. And that's your tower card. So you've got 2 of those. And then the 3rd card, we have the shaker card. So in your kit, you've got the Stampin Up seller bag to create a really easy shaker, and you've got some of these sequins. This is the sequin assortment. You buy a box and it comes with 3 colours of sequins, but I've mixed up the blue and the green together, and you've got a little packet of that you'll put in your shaker card. And then you've got a little vellum piece for your greeting, and then your bits and pieces, other bits and pieces. So okay, we've got, oh, I've got 2 of them for some reason. I've got the standard white card base, A5 folded in half. You've got, I think these are the same measurements. Yeah, the smaller one's 9 by 13.3, and the larger one is 9.5 by 13.8. And we're stamping and blending onto the smaller piece again, same as last time. So we've got, I'll take the shoal of fish stamp again, and I'm going to do a spiral of these on here. So let's start up here. And we're just going round like that. Kind of turning my card round at the same time. I'm getting close in the middle, so it's too, my shoulder fish is too long for getting right to turn the corner, if that makes sense. So I'm only going to ink up half of the shoal, and then I can do a tighter turn. Like that. Then some blending. Just adding lots of this Tahitian tide around the edges. So I will say that the card kits, free card kits, are only available to my UK customers. There isn't a tutorial as such, although you can message me if you want measurements written down if you prefer that. But everything's in the kit. So hopefully it just helps you just get going with your stamps when you buy your stamps. So if you did like the turtle stamps and wanted to add that to your cart, then at least you've got some projects to actually just get going straight away. Because it's very tempting, and I do this quite a lot, where my stamps sometimes sit on the shelf for many months before I actually come round to using them. And if I had a kit with all the bits ready to go, I think that would be amazing, just to crack them open and get them used. Let's do some green just here and there around the fish. There. And then I'll just add some of that bubble stamp again. If I can find my block. There you go. This is a really good one for adding texture to your backgrounds. There you go. So that will do. That's my inking done. And now we need to pop this into the bag, and we need to pop it in so that the bag seal will seal on the reverse of that. So push it down into the corner as far as it will go, and then we can add our sequins. So you can just use half for your first card and half for your second. These in. So just make sure they're out the way in the corner, the sequins, because we're just going to seal this bag up. Push it right in, take the sticky strip off, and fold it down right tight against the card. And then we need some more sticky strips, so tear and tape. Just on the edge of the bag. And fold that really tight down against the card, and everything's all sealed in now but can still move and shake. So make everything flat, and you can use seal, but I think the best adhesive to attach this now to your card is the tape, because everything will stick down flat. So I just put some around the edge basically. And this gets stuck onto that second white layer. Like so. And then you can just use normal glue to stick that onto your card front. So decide which way up you want it. And glue that down. Just got some sticky strip poking through there, so let's get rid of that. For the vellum layer, we've got we can stamp a greeting. Now, I do recommend, if you've got stays on, you use stays on. But if you've only got the memento, you can use memento, but you will have to leave it for a lot longer to dry, because it doesn't dry very quickly at all on this vellum. Stays on just means it doesn't take as long, maybe a couple of minutes to dry, whereas memento You can speed it up with the heat tool if you want to, but I still find that it takes quite a long time to dry. Let's do best wishes. So you can see even with the stays on that it's, I don't know if you can or not, but it's got a little, yeah, it's got a little bit of shine still. That means it's still wet. So just give it a minute. But we have our turtle ready to go. And we have our little starfish. And I wanted to show you something with the turtle that I did. Bring back your foam mat, it's easier on there. Flip him over and take your bone folder. And I'm just kind of scraping around the edge from the centre outwards with the edge of my bone folder. And it's kind of softening the fibres of the cardstock a little bit and stretching them. And it's going to curve him a little bit. It's going to make the turtle a bit more 3D. Just going round. So now, I don't know if you can see that he's got a more curved shape. Looks a little bit more like a shell. So it's just a way to add a little bit more dimension. And now I can use dimensionals, but I want to double them up. Hey, what have I done with them? There we go. So if I take 2 dimensions there and stack 2 more on top of those, so that means that you can have quite a lot of curve. Okay, it's almost dry. I don't think it's going to smudge, so I think we'll do that. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue and take a little sponge, or just your finger if you're lazy like me, and just smooth that glue out so that it's invisible on the other side. It doesn't take a lot of glue. And just glue that down. Now, turtle might tuck his leg fin, flipper. I don't know, what do you call a turtle's leg? Arm? I don't know. Anyway, tuck it just behind. And then just some more dimensionals for, lost them again. For these, and then we can add, I don't know, I think just it needs something else, probably the little gems actually. Let's get some of these on in the middle. Can't have too much sparkle. There we go. So that's card number 3, a lovely shaker card. Then, oh Sharon, I'd love to see it. I think you might be able to post pictures when the video's finished. I think so anyway. So that's that. I've kind of gone a little bit over the time that I said I would, but at least I'm under an hour, so hopefully that's not been too long for you to watch. You can always go back, so once this is finished, you could go back and watch the replay and replicate those cards. I hopefully gave all the measurements, but just message me if you've got any questions. So if you did want to place an order, then this is the host code that you need to use, but the link's all in the videos, I think. So any questions, just let me know. It's been really nice morning being able to craft with you, and thank you for your comments and your support. I really appreciate it, and I shall hopefully see you see you on Sunday night. Oh, don't forget, I've got some events advertised. I haven't printed my stuff out. I've got, oh yeah, that was it, this one, Watercolour World. I've got my Watercolour World stamp class. It's a technique class, and it is at least 6 different techniques using this stamp, including heat embossing and watercolouring and some other really nice techniques, and the stamps included. So look out for that one. It's coming up soon, and I will need to close the booking soon. And also my card class, which is on Tuesday night. So if you're local to me, you're welcome to come along and make cards with me on Tuesday evening. And if not, then I'll see you back here next Friday. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.